Hi everyone, this is Aaron for Zollotech, and this is the Nokia Lumia Icon. I've been using it for a few weeks, and it's a very nice phone. It has some incredibly high-end specs and has a really nice display. It's a 1080p display, 441 pixels per inch. It's an OLED display and comes in at 5 inches, so it's pretty good in size. Along the outside edge of the display is a rounded corner, so as you run your thumb across it, it's nice. And then on the back, you've got a camera and flash and speaker. Now, as you can see, it's standing up, and that's because it's squared off around the outside edge. It's got this really nice squared off feel, and that curved edge you can see right there. It's very, very nice, great in sunlight, and on the sides it's got your typical Windows Phone button, camera, sleep awake, and volume, and then on the top it's got your 3.5mm headphone jack along with the little SIM card slot and those two little lines that kind of separate the whole body. On this side, there's not really much, and then you've got a forward-facing camera as well with your speaker. And then on the back, you've got your 20-megapixel camera, dual LED flash, and this phone has 4 microphones. You've got your micro USB charge port, and it's just extremely solidly constructed. It really works great and has some incredibly high-end specs. The display on the phone is really sensitive, it works great, and the phone feels really sturdy in the hand, and it has some incredible specs. It's got a Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 processor, quad-core running at 2.2 gigahertz. It has an Adreno 330 GPU, 2 gigabytes of RAM, and 32 gigabytes of internal storage, along with a 2420 milliamp hour battery. This allows for a really fast, fluid gaming experience. You can see there's my gamertag Big Z, and we'll turn on Final Fantasy III. Now, we're not going to show the whole game or anything like that, but I wanted to kind of give you a feel for what it looks like when it's loading. It takes a moment, the normal startup, and we're just waiting for it here, and we can touch to start and start a new game or continue. And I haven't really played this that much, but wanted to show you the startup, and this is just some of the intro, and you can zip out of that and then go right back into it pretty quickly, but you really have to wait for it to load. You don't get that true multitasking pause like you might on some other operating systems, but some games just require that reload. We'll wait for this to load again, and it loads really quickly. You can see you can get in and out of a game fairly quickly, and there aren't really any hiccups or anything thanks to that super powerful processor and GPU. So you can see it looks really nice, the screen's really vibrant, and makes for a great gaming experience and just overall general use experience. We've got lots of different games to choose from, and just about all of them have trials, or just about every app has a trial. And that makes it really nice when you don't want to spend money on something you're not sure if you like or not. So you've got all these options, and they've grown substantially over time, and you'll find a lot of great apps. That leads us on to the battery, and the battery is really fantastic in this phone. You can see it hasn't been plugged in for 5 days, and that's because I haven't used it in that time I've been making this review, but the battery easily gets through a day, sometimes 1.5, maybe even 2, depending on your use case. But we do have some other options as well as this battery saver that you can see just doubled the battery life by turning off some essential functions. We also have this advanced button here that if we tap on, we've got some other options depending on how we want to use the phone and conserve that battery over time. So it makes the battery really last long. The most important feature of this phone for many will be its camera. It sports a 20-megapixel camera, dual LED flash as I mentioned before, records in 1080p, and has a really, really great set of features. So we can take a typical picture just by hitting that button. But we can also swap to the video camera as you would expect, and we could use the forward-facing camera. But we also can tap and get all of these different things such as lenses, front-facing camera, bracketing settings, and even a little tutorial if you need a little help. We also have settings for different situations, and then we can get really detailed with things such as ISO and its sensitivity. So we can adjust this based on what we want to set it to and based on our skill set or skill level of using cameras. So you've got all of this power if you know how to use it, and it's a fantastic camera. I highly recommend the Nokia Lumia Icon, and it's really something different that's set apart from an iPhone or Android phone. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.